The Business Salon initiative, founded by executive life coach Jason Bernic, is set to help struggling entrepreneurs and business leaders who've been hit hard by the COVID-19 pandemic with free coaching. Jason says that the aim of this interactive think tank project is to help struggling businesses get through these trying times and navigate their way forward in taking their hustle to the next level. He is on Skype to tell us more about this initiative and how people can benefit from it. Jason, a very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome.
Morning, Simpiwe. Thank you.
What is the Business Salon, Jason, and why did you decide to create it?
It's really a mastermind for entrepreneurs and business owners. And I decided to create it because there's a lot of need for business owners and entrepreneurs and executives and consultants and professionals to come together and have a forum in which they can explore their thinking and be challenged and be held accountable. A lot of those that I'm sorry, but I can hear everything in the background there.
We'll have that sorted out. Yeah, please carry on.
Right, great, thank you. So it's a mastermind for business owners and entrepreneurs to come together and challenge one another and hold one another accountable. Now, the drive to launch it when I did had something to do with COVID, but it was something in the background that I intended to do for some time anyway. Very often, business owners and entrepreneurs fly solo, hence the term solopreneur as well. And they don't have someone to speak about with the things that are important to them in business. So a lot of those that are interested in attending this forum are those that are standing on this precipice, looking forward and looking up and wondering what next. Now, in COVID times, that takes us to a whole other level. But the things they bring are not only the problems and the challenges, they're also like, how can I take this to the next level? And one of the things that inspired me was a conversation I had with probably my biggest mentor coach in the world, where he was sitting with some friends at one stage and he told them of his problem where he has to pay a tax bill of $350,000. And he really needed support and empathy around this. And they were mostly, well, you should be lucky that you need to pay a tax bill that big, because imagine how much money you earned. And that wasn't really the point. The result of that was that he had to find new circles of friends, which is not ideal either. Now, the point is that not everyone can have every conversation with their business partners, their colleagues, their spouse, their friends, and the family. There's certain things that they need to bring to like-minded people that can support them in different ways. So you think about the massive challenges that like real estate brokers and restaurateurs have today. They can go to friends and family and they can get empathy and sympathy and certain types of support, but they're not going to be challenged in the way that they need to survive at this time.
So what are some of the key stressors for South African business owners and entrepreneurs right now as they have to adapt with speed to the so-called new normal, and how to overcome this?
Right. So how to overcome this is a huge question. I don't think it's a matter of just overcoming it, because optimism is one of the things that we need massively. Negativity doesn't serve us. Positivity will run out because it relies on energy. Optimism is about believing that there is light at the end of the tunnel, even if you don't know how long that tunnel is. Now, one of the things that everyone is struggling with more than anything is that they're trying to control what they can't control. So they're looking out to like governance, politics, economics, and they have no control over that. They're influenced by it. It affects them, but they cannot affect it. Yet they're reaching out and trying to do something. The only power every one of us, entrepreneurs, business owners, employees, whoever it is control and influence over ourselves. And this is where working with business owners particularly, I encourage them to tap into what it was that drove them to begin and grow this business in the first place, because that fire within them will still be there. Maybe it's less of a fire, more of a spark that needs to be lit. But they have the ability and the capability and the capacity to tap into that once again to get them out of their own individual and business crisis. They can't rely on governance and politics. They can only rely on what they have within. And that's what they need to tap into once again.
Okay, and just moving forward, how can entrepreneurs start finding new opportunities in times of crisis? I mean, what options are currently out there?
So I think this is part of the point of the Business Salon, is they need to be challenged in their thinking, not only challenged in their doing. And working with a coach is very powerful in that respect. Working with mentors is powerful. working with other people in the same industry that are doing well is influential. Tapping into the knowledge and expertise of other businesses that can inspire and motivate them is very powerful as well. But they need to be challenged in their thinking around possibility. So let's go back to that example of restaurateur, because I think that's an industry that is under one of the most enormous amounts of pressure right now. I saw restaurateurs picketing in affluent northern suburbs of Joburg the other day. Now, most of them, not just restaurateurs, but everyone, is looking at their business going, how can we survive? If we serve food and alcohol and we can't serve as much food and we're not allowed to serve alcohol at all anymore, well, we're dead in the water. Well, that's true if they continue to do what they do in the same way or try to do it. But they need to expand their thinking and think around what is possible. What do they have? They have skills in the way of chefs, they have waiters, they have people. They can start a sideline business doing anything, looking for the need of communities and people right now. They've got staff that can serve into that business. Restaurateurs are doing amazing stuff, like they're doing deliveries, they're doing catering. They're expanding their expertise both within their industry and outside of the industry. They can be very clever about the way they do things. They don't have to pay full rent. Everything is negotiable. Keep their shop, negotiate something with a landlord, use your staff for other things, expand your thinking and your actions and your delivery, both within what you have available to you and outside of that. Again, tap into the fire that had you begin this business and drive it to where it got to. And use that to get yourself through the crisis so that you can stop being in survival mode and start to thrive.
You mentioned something very profound, that you seek to challenge entrepreneurs' thinking, and not only challenge their thinking, but their doing as well. So how does the Business Salon then come in and assist entrepreneurs and business leaders to cope with these challenges, especially the small business owners, and challenging their thinking and challenging the way that they conduct business?
It really is about holding people in support of whatever they want to create. So we'll get interesting questions like, I have a very successful business, I'm doing well, but I want to enter into a new market, or I want to enter into a new jurisdiction. Or right now in my business, with what's happening now, we've got technical challenges. We're trying to move from a face-to-face service delivery into an online delivery or something of that nature. And when you go into a room with like-minded thinking people and you present these challenges, they'll ask questions, not only to challenge you in your thinking around the doing, but to challenge you in your being around how you show up around possibility. Most people are kind of like this. They really are. And with respect, we all show up as this. This is what we're familiar with. It's our experience. It's what we know. It's our skill. But we need to enter into conversation and be asked questions that expand our thinking so that we can see that we have choice all the time. And there's so much possibility, so much more than we see right in front of us. We just need to see what's on the other side of whatever it's blocking us, whether it's as simple as us getting in our own way, or a global viral pandemic in front of us. There are always options. We just need to be willing to explore.
Yeah, the options, are in abundance out there. So just before I let you go, just how important is it that business owners and or managers and entrepreneurs in South Africa do not get too panicked or even get caught up in the COVID-19 narrative?
Yeah, I love that, the COVID-19 narrative, because it's a story, right? Narrative is a story. And wherever we look and wherever we listen, there's that COVID-19 story. And it can suck us in, just looking at news with the ticker tapes at the bottom and the reporting. And, it's all about deaths and infections, and all of that is factual reporting. But if that's where we immerse ourselves, then that's who we are about. That's what we become. That's everything to us. The important two things are to focus on ourselves and how we show up in our lives and our business. I lost you for a second.
All right, yeah, well, I was listening. Go on.
The important thing is to focus on ourselves and to focus on our business, because those are the two most important things that we have control over. And if we can influence that and grow that, the way we show up in our business and the world will be more powerful, more influential, and we can affect change.
All right, Jason, man, thank you so much for your time and for your thoughts. We appreciate it.
Great speaking to you. Thank you.
That's executive life coach Jason Bernic, and we've been speaking to him about his recently launched Business Salon that offers entrepreneurs and business leaders free coaching.